Welcome to Adults Only Comedy Berlin. Today we have Harshat Lingam. Hello.
Hello.
It's good to have you here.
It's been a pleasure. My pleasure.
You've listened to the podcast?
Yeah, I've listened to like 9 or 10 episodes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Who did you listen to? Who did you like listening to?
I listened to who was it? I was more listening like with focus. I don't remember. I think so. Abis,
yeah.
To just get that Indian vibe.
Mm-hmm.
What's the perspective?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun podcast. She's I haven't seen her in ages. Abhipsha Mohanty, where are you? I guess she's busy.
She's touring.
She's touring?
Yeah.
Is she
touring.
where?
Self, as in like vacation and then comedy.
Fucking
so.
lazy shit. No, I think it's amazing that she can go on holiday. I'm really bad at taking holidays.
Oh, so same.
Terrible.
Same. But when I take, it's like too comforting, too pampering, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How is it too comforting?
Too pampering, as in don't obstruct yourself. Like if you could take that room service, take it, skip the breakfast buffet.
Oh wow, nice! Like you go all out.
No, yeah, not like in Hilton's or shit, but
Okay.
yeah, 3 stars, 4 star stuff.
Oh, nice. I definitely got a different picture in my head all of a sudden. I was definitely imagining some fancy shit. But
Yeah, that's what movies does to us, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, to take the 15th floor
Yeah.
with those automated curtains.
The bougiest holiday I've taken, well, on my honeymoon, I went to Singapore on my way to Cambodia. And my parents paid for this very expensive hotel. That was their honeymoon present.
In Cambodia?
No, in Singapore.
Uh-huh.
The St. Regis. We had a butler.
Wow.
We had
Butler on an island.
yeah, insane. Yeah, we should have used him more.
Mhm.
I would have liked to have involved him in some weird sexual request, but we didn't do that. And then the other bougie holiday I had, I guess it wasn't that bougie, but it was with Shahak when we went to Italy, and we really stayed at some nice Airbnbs, and did the Amalfi
Like in the countryside?
Coast. Yeah,
Like proper cut off from the main population?
No, not really, but the Amalfi Coast is just. It's just the most stunning coastline ever, and staying in this really beautiful Airbnb with this view, incredible.
Even with Cambodia, I've heard these one night what do you call them, resorts made out of mud and stuff, which are apparently expensive. Just like those vegan boots. So these vegan leather boots, these mud resorts are resorts. $450 a night.
What? Because in Cambodia you can I remember the fanciest place we stayed in Cambodia in Siem Reap was it was $26 a night. And it was that was expensive. The place that we loved staying at in Kampot was $7 a night.
That's there. I mean, this thing is there and because I haven't visited Cambodia, but I could speak for Sri Lanka. I was there in 2017. There too, I saw that you could get for $30 for a 60, and then there is $400 rooms.
It's crazy that can it jump that much. That's clearly just good marketing to get those dumb white people.
And they make money in 4 months, right? They don't make money all the year.
It's true.
Also,
yeah, I guess.
Hospitality.
We were talking about, before we started recording, raving and partying.
Yeah, I've been a retired raver now, so.
Retired raver. How old are you?
I'm 27.
27.
Yeah, 27.
Oh, it'll come back. Don't you worry. I thought I'd had my partying times. I thought, I told my mom, I'm not moving to Berlin to party. And my God, I have never partied more than in my first year and a half in Berlin. And then I'd say the last 2 years have been off the chart.
But not even those special guest requests?
What do you mean?
Where you get invited to a house party, then it turns out at a closed venue?
Yeah, there's those, there's those, but often it's just going out to good clubs or, seeing DJs that I kind of know, or just going to spaces where I know the music's going to be fun.
It's been tough for them too.
Yeah.
The last 2 years, DJs.
It's been tough?
I think so.
Fuck him. I was just fucking around with this DJ, and oh my God, so disappointing. He just met all the stereotypes of DJs. When people are don't fuck around with DJs, everything that they say was just true.
like full seal, vacuum seal pack with a price kind of product. Okay.
It's just so, wow, like how to, I don't know. The only times I've ever had interest in DJs, I've gone to their shows and then they just ignore me. And it's like, dude, you invited me here. You hassled me. I left my friends and I came to your show. And now you're on the decks. That's cool. You're playing. But then you get off and then you talk to some random person at the bar and you don't even come and say hi to me. You know, you can see me. The room isn't that big.
That's their only moment to network. Maybe that's why they ignore. But yeah, they're
come
dicks.
to
They're
the
dicks.
pussy that came for you fucking idiot. I'm a little bit bitter about this guy.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine to have an evaluation on something.
Yeah.
Which is so apt.
Yeah. It's just like,
Yeah.
God damn. I thought he would be different to what they say.
Like a fairy tale.
Right? So are you dating anyone at the moment?
No. The thing with dating is whenever I match the mental equilibrium with someone, it's just they're passing by the city or they live here for 4 months and then.
So you always hook up, like get interested with people that are unavailable.
Geographically
Unavailable. But that's an unavailability now, isn't it?
True that.
Yeah.
It is.
That sucks. When was the last one?
Last one was like 2.5, 3 months ago.
Okay. Yeah, look, like...
Yeah, but believe me, in India, I did my bachelor's, right? So in my bachelor's, it was a private university, engineering, typical shit. I had 85 people in my class. That 4 years, if you take like boys are 50%, I would say.
Really? 50? Only 50?
If it's computer science, so that's why 50.
Okay, computer science.
That's why it is a
engineering.
blend.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
50.
why there's a blend. I just presume.
If it was
assuming
pure
it's 50.
engineering, I
Could be
would've thought.
60-40 as well.
Yeah.
So you're there. Let's say it's 50 boys out of 50% boys. Almost like 90% of them are virgins.
Whoa.
And
Really?
Yeah. And this is in a private university.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. And for me...
At what age? It's like 20...
19, 21 between them. And for me, I was registered in the hostel. While I had a girlfriend outside, she was just living 3 kilometers out. And we had to give biometrics at your hostel at 11 p.m. This is a university private.
Hold on, a hostel?
Yeah.
You lived at a hostel?
Hostel with the university.
Like
On-campus hostel.
Oh, so it's like a dormitory.
A dormitory.
Yeah.
By the university.
Yeah.
So there's all these weird rules in first year. You don't drink, you don't bring booze on all that shit. And second year it starts dissipating. So, and then we were the first batch where they started getting our fingerprints that you're staying inside the hostel after night.
Okay.
So this was there while I was having my relationship outside. I would punch in, go out, and at like third year of my university, I had set up inside. So he would call me, oh, okay, you will not come tonight also? I'm like, yeah, I'm not coming tonight. I'm staying out. So I had a full-blown relationship while living with such a dry area in terms of dating.
Great.
And that was a beautiful, I would say, not left out feeling, which I have. That gave me, man. It was insane, like having that whole connection after having. I mean, I was not alienated. My schools were mixed because some people study in full boys school, some study in full girls school. But mine.
I think that usually makes people hornier. And more
that's
slutty.
what the alienation makes it more hornier.
Yeah.
So this phase was so glad for me, but then I was also realizing, because I am somewhat semi-conscious then too about it, that what's the reality going on, like how people are still alienated while I'm having a full-on relationship.
How did you meet your girlfriend?
Oh, she was from a different department. I was in computer science. She was from biotechnology. So our campus was like 360 acres. So if I was in the south, her campus was north extreme, opposite end. We met through a common friend.
Okay.
Common friend, and then...
And so, like, you were the only one getting... Where would you fuck? Because she would have lived with her parents or lived
No,
with
she would have his own house outside.
Her own? She lived
because
by
she was
herself?
she was living with her sister, too.
Living with her sister.
Yeah, she comes from a more liberal mindset, real liberal mindset. She's from the north, from the mountains. Yeah, from Kashmir. Yeah, so that side.
And so you would fuck at her house?
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah,
also like the local Airbnbs.
Local Airbnbs as well. And then you would go back to the dorm, and what was crazy was that like all the boys around you were
Are
virgins.
Yeah,
Are dry.
Going to dance bars
You know what? I'm
where
sure
they can.
they were dry. They were just not putting it on anyone.
Yeah, that's imagine. And these are all like, you know how the caste divide and all this thing is there in India, which
the
people
caste-
don't want to talk about, but it's the vast reality.
Oof, the caste,
So-
the caste system.
Yeah, so people say, in the cities it's not there, but no, bro, in the cities it's just in a different form than in the villages. So the caste gives you an ability to get into universities, to be in a good social strata and all that stuff.
How is the caste, like, how do people know what caste you're in?
Oh, some of my like parents or like the cousins, elderly, they know by if it's regional in the south. I'm from the south. I was born in the southern part of India. South coast represents southern part of India. I was born there, so they have like close to 18 or 20 castes. This is one province.
But like, how do you know it? Like,
They know by so initially how it was, the whole concept was, let's say hundreds of thousands of years ago. It was to get your profession. So if a guy is making bangles at a house, it would be easy to him to teach his child to make the bangles. So people making pots, easy to make them, teach them children pots. So this was skill transfer, how it started. But religion made it twisted and then started.
But hold on, how do how does the profession relate to your caste? So
that was the initial moment. How
the more skill you have, the higher caste you are?
No. The castes are, the latest division would be the kings, the kingdom stuff, the royalty, which was there before the colonial. And then there would be the higher castes, which were like merchants. And then there is one more. I don't remember because I'm not this deep into it. Then comes the lower caste, which are supposed to do like...
They make the pots and the bangles.
Yeah, pots and the bangles. Pots and the bangles could be also on the middle too, because they'll be businessmen. So all this was indefinite. There was no definite hardbound definition anywhere.
Okay.
It's just skill transfer, and then religion mixed it, and then what happened before colonialism, the divide was there. But then when Britishers came in, they used this as a tool against their own people because they're getting divided by themselves. So fueled it more, and then it got into our heads more. That's what eventually has happened by now. So current day, how you could say a person's caste is me. I changed 5 schools. Out of those 3 schools, wherever the admission form was there would be a space for caste.
And what, like
by your
number
surname.
1, number
Surname.
2, like
surname is first, one of the prime ones. By your surname, it's one of the prime ones, but you can't say the generalized 100% of the people. You can say this is from this caste by just the surname, but a good majority you could say by the surnames they're of a higher caste or a.
So by the surname you can tell what caste they're from.
Yeah, some of them, not the majority. And then there is clans. So how villages had clans, then they married off distant clans, similar ones. So in that manner, whichever word was termed over the years, they just take it with them.
Whichever
word for their caste was termed, they would take it with them regionally. So we have 29 provinces. We have close to maybe 400 castes or more than that.
Okay, and so people... So there are names for the castes, and that's kind of almost like a community thing. Like it's like the caste is almost like a community you come from.
That's what it started as.
Yeah, okay.
Now it's got into our heads so much. People are extreme about it, way too extreme.
And could you also say, like, this is gonna sound, but it's a good question because it's horrible. It's like, but is a caste also visible by the darkness of the skin?
It's more also again genetics and location where they're born. So for example, where I'm born, if I just grew up there, I would have been 3 shades more darker. So I grew up a bit towards the north, where there's less what do you call moisture and heat together, but it's more dry and heat. And also genetics, gene pool too, whichever gene pool you're from. So caste doesn't necessarily go to the dark skin, but in India, good, thank you, you touched this point. So dark skin stuff, in India, what happens is, if you're a dark skinned person, by default, especially for girls, it's very tough. Yeah. So they by default, I've heard relatives saying this, Oh, they went to see for the arranged marriage stuff. They went
Arranged
to,
marriage,
yeah,
yeah.
so they went to see. I'm overhearing some conversations while I'm visiting my relatives back home. So they're like, yeah, this girl we met for our this and this guy who you have to pair. They're like, she looks so fair. She looks so not auspicious. She looks so mannerful.
Mannerful.
By just saying fair, and then she said she just added after that complimenting. So they
By mannerful you mean like well mannered?
yeah, well mannered,
Yeah,
and
okay.
she looks not domestic. That's like too
Like a dog.
That's like too
What
auntie.
a good little bitch.
That's like the Netflix shit. What they did with the what was it? Indian matchmaking. I didn't even watch that shit.
I don't watch I watch so little on Netflix.
So yeah, back to the fair skin stuff.
But so
They'll say like if you have a fair skin,
yeah,
you have better properties than a mainstream.
Yeah.
Well, they have this image.
I've heard
too.
that, yeah. And it's the same in like Japan as well.
Oh, even Japan?
Oh yeah, Japan.
Wow.
Yeah, like they have all the skin bleaching creams, and they they don't want any, like the whiter they are the better. And they're really intense about that.
The bleaching thing hasn't picked up in India that much. We have like laser treatment and stuff because we are
Laser treatment for what?
because we're for pigmentation removal so that it's more clear, and then
Really?
it's for shade lowering down the shade.
That's
Yeah.
way more extreme than
Yeah.
just like whitening lotions, I guess.
Yeah,
Laser skin pigmentation.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because in white cultures, everyone wants to be, well, it's become a bit less popular now because we know about skin cancer. But yeah, in white societies, it's like you want to be tan. I want to get tan.
That's what I
wanna
heard
get tan.
from my first European friend. He's
Yeah.
from Netherlands. We were living in the same accommodation building. We used to catch up on the Sprady sometimes and then just talk for 2-3 hours sometimes by default. So I was talking to him. He told me, in the West, like here, people have this image that if you go and come back after a tan, it's like a leisure, like a luxury thing.
Oh yeah,
for
if you
you.
got a tan, it means you've got
I was
money
so
to
blown
holiday.
away for me. I was
Yeah.
like, oh wow. And for us, it's opposite. People are applying fairness creams, not
Exactly.
accepting the genetics.
Yeah, exactly that. It's completely opposite. But no, fuck that. But I think people have become a little bit more aware of just the importance of skincare and sun damage.
Yeah,
is
now
terrible.
you have green tea extracts for cleaning your balls as well.
Cleaning your balls. Do you clean your balls with green tea extract?
Man. The green tea extract is too much. Maybe almond scrub.
Almond scrub.
Yeah, to remove the dead skin.
What do I clean my balls with? Balls. I've noticed. I've noticed over the years that men want more attention on their balls. Do you like ball attention?
Describe attention as
Like
in more fondling with it?
More fondling, more
Yeah,
include
that
them
maybe
in the
that's the
blowjob.
biggest. That's the bigger skin after the penis, right? Which is more sensitive. You have the nerve endings. So,
But growing up, no one was like, suck the balls. Like everyone, it's just like, give a blowjob. No guy was ever just like, yeah, like definitely don't forget my balls. Like it was just not. I think from all my 20s, that wasn't part of sex really.
you think so? This picked up after TikTok.
After TikTok, no, maybe. Why would
No, I meant like timeline wise, nothing to do with TikTok.
I think it's picked. I'd say the last like 4 years.
Okay.
I've noticed it. I don't think it's necessarily a Berlin guy thing, but
But generally,
But generally, it wasn't such a. No guy was really that into it before that I'd encountered before the last 5 years.
and now it's more frequent that you.
Pretty much like I will never ignore them again. Okay, gentlemen, listen.
No, I'm asking. Now it's more frequent that you see clean balls.
The guy's like, yeah, like he wants it. Like if I do it, they're like, wow, yes, and it's like, okay, all right, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you eat pussy a lot?
Yeah, if it's if it's allowed, sometimes I see people pushing it over. I'm like, no,
Pushing
it's
it away, not wanting the pussy.
Yeah, it's not because of it's dry, but because
You're
it's
saying
too sensitive.
men who don't do it, or women who don't want it?
No, it's with me. I'm saying sometimes it's like, no, I'm like, okay, it's fine.
What do you mean?
They would rather prefer fondling and kissing rather than
Eating.
Yeah, sometimes.
I think it's
What
usually
happens?
to do with being self-conscious
Mm-hmm.
and uncomfortable,
Yeah.
right? I don't know.
Yeah, now that you said, I think so too.
Yeah, it's just more like, oh no, but what if I don't? What if you don't like the taste of me? Lame. Get eaten, Jesus. Yeah, okay. Cool. And you always ate pussy like that? You didn't have to learn that? That wasn't like in India, did you eat pussy? I don't know why I'm focused on the eating pussy thing right now, but it just came into my head.
In India too. See, in India, whenever it's you're doing the act of lovemaking.
You're doing the act.
So that this is parental friend. This is parental friendly, guys. Yeah, so that's.
So what you mean? Like you only made love when you were in India?
No. I'm just saying when you do it, it's so you're not in a set. There's no families where you'll be like, yeah, they'll be cool that you come with your partner if you're 16 years old or you bounce, and also you don't have that many other houses where you could go. So you'd go to these specific hotels.
Okay.
There's a whole startup which started. And then they had an app where it didn't even had a filter. It said unmarried couples allowed.
Great.
Otherwise, in hotels, they ask you for marriage certificate and shit. If they do, you don't look married if you're a couple.
That is totally breaching privacy. Who the fuck are they to ask about your marital status?
That's why I say we're never going to talk about data privacy in India because we don't give a single flying fuck.
Oh my God. That is so not okay.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up.
Yep. That's the reality. That's why now you understand the people dry the whole.
That disgusts me that that a hotel, that a business would. Oh my God, that is deep
insight. Yeah,
it's crazy.
And then we also boast about our Kama Sutra shit, but what about it? Just for a textbook, sell it for $100 online hardbound copy. Yeah, so
that's insane. Yeah, well, in like again making comparisons with Japan and India, but like Japan has love hotels, so it's like you can go for an hour.
But that's still more. You have a formal structure that there is a setup.
Yeah,
and it used to be very indefinite. Now there is some definity to it.
Yeah,
but even this, I was talking to someone. I forgot. Who was it? I don't remember. One of the comedy shows after that, I was talking like at India at one point there would be at least 200 million people fucking. Like smashing.
Yeah, just statistically speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least. And then we are so averse to it. Like so opposite to the whole sex stuff too.
So sex is really just within marriage. That's the
and also holding hands. Oh my God. Holding hands. Sometimes you're sitting at dinner table. You can't hold hands if you're sitting with your parents and if your partner is there. Even touch. If
you can't touch.
They're sitting normally. So many times I see they want to at least hold hands or something. They might be doing it a little bit under the table, like just holding hands and stuff. Otherwise, if you're around grandparents, forget that. If you're around with 3 generations,
so obviously
it's just like a clockwork. It's just like clockwork going. Like food is coming from the kitchen, everyone is eating. Then they sit in the living room. Maybe then they go off to the bedrooms. Yeah.
Whoa. Do you want to live in India again?
The thing is, I've never, even when I left, I never thought that I'm leaving India forever. So for now, my near future plan was to go. My brother is in Canada right now, so I would like to move there for a couple of years. Not now, like within the next 2-3 years, or maybe 1.5, 2 years, and then move my parents there too, and then see how it goes for them.
Your plan is to move to Canada.
Yeah, Canada, and then move my parents there, and then see how it goes. Then India is there in the equation.
Wouldn't you see how it goes before you move your parents there?
No, I want to see. Oh yeah. There's this whole transition process. It's not going to be instantaneous.
Like, I'm going to go there. I'm going to bring my parents, and then I'm going to see how it goes.
Oh, I'm like, come on. It's Indian parents. Even if they're gambling, they want a surety.
Totally. Okay, Canada. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, but the whole thing, going back to roots, if you say, it's there. It's there.
What's there?
The sentiment behind it. Even till it never came to me. Even though I go through so much bullshit when applying for visas and stuff. Consulate stuff, it never came to me once that I'll give out my passport someday for another, like living somewhere else. That thought is there subconsciously or consciously.
That you would always want your Indian passport?
Yeah, that would be there and I would go back. Home would call one day.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's there. The possibility is there. I'm not putting a cap on it that it's not there.
Yeah.
But this is the near... And you know how life is. The definity of it is. So.
Life is crazy. I don't know. I recently had a thought because my mum, she's got various illnesses and stuff. And she recently got like a new one. She's had so many fucking problems in the last few years. It's been really stressful. And the thing is, though, my parents live in London now, but they're moving back to Australia this year. And... and if my mom gets really sick, like if she's sort of, at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like it, which is horrible, really horrible. But like for me to get to Australia, it takes minimum 24 hours.
I bet.
Minimum.
Because flying hours are insane.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, ugh, my mom gets really sick. I'm gonna want to be around her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And man, Australia is so far away, and it's just not where I want to be. It's not where I want. Like, I miss parts of it. I totally miss like the little beachside towns that I would go on summer holiday with my family when I was a kid, and even when I was sort of early 20s, when I'd go to those places. The beaches, I do miss the beaches. I do miss that stuff, but it's just not my home anymore. Like, I don't want to live there. Like, I've somehow Berlin and being in Germany weirdly just makes sense for me.
It fit the jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah. It's just where I feel like I'm at home. And but the idea of moving back to Australia, it's like I giving up my passport. It's that topic. It's like
No, this is just a personal thing. I was just saying.
I know, but it's that thing of like, if you give up your passport, that means in order to go back to the country, like I can't just go back and live easily. Like I think, I might have to apply to enter. Like I might not be able to just go back forever.
Yeah.
I'd have to work to go back. It's a big thing to give something up. Yeah.
But can you have dual nationality for Australian passport holding? Citizenship?
I've already got dual nationality, New Zealand, Australian.
So it's allowed. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know if I can have 3. So I'd have to give one up.
You got one.
Yeah.
For India, it's like that. You got to keep one.
Yeah. But a German one, it's just like, Germany has not done well for itself in the history of time. Of all time, it's like, oof. Do you really want to be a German? You know what I mean? Like a German.
But then you see the level of strongest passport.
Yeah, well,
5 or 7, I guess.
Yeah, but the EU's breaking apart. Like the EU's a bit of a joke, really.
Yeah, the shattering.
But a fucking EU passport would be super sweet. And then I could just I could theoretically move to Italy whenever, to all those countries. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna buy a property in France and just live there. I'm gonna
a chalet.
A chalet. I'm gonna get a little
3
hut on
horses
the
to
coast
take care
of Italy. I'm gonna fucking get a little place in the mountains in Spain. Like EU passport. That's some sweet shit. Yeah. So you're gonna keep your Indian passport forever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, I would have thought, being a racist myself, that would be one to give up.
maybe this
what
is also.
What a racist bitch, Jesus.
Nah.
But for visas, it's tough, right? Like it's tough going to other places as an Indian.
It is tough. Even now, I applied for the Canada visa starting in February, because for a Canada visa, if you're from a third world country, you got to go through a medical process, like the checkup. So you got to book that before you book your visa. So I went through all that stuff. Mm-hmm. It took me 2.5-3 months. I had my vacations planned. I didn't go. Mm-hmm. Then I went into Germany itself. I was like, let's go around Germany. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's tough. It's tough with the whole stuff, the waiting time periods and all. Yeah. But for now, it might be also this whole sentiment that I'm just away from where I was born. Mm-hmm. So this is like one of the identity I would like to keep because it's on paper, maybe. You
want to keep your Indian identity?
Yeah, the Indian identity paper. Because I'm not, even though I shit a lot about a lot of stuff about India, there is deep sense of attachment and pride to it too. Because it came over the years. It's also one of the oldest civilizations as well.
Absolutely.
I know we are now fucked up a lot of stuff, but everyone's true indeed. But there's a lot of stuff I'm proud about. Because that's the thing, even though how commercial the world gets, in India, when you go on your travels, even as a foreigner, you'll have a couple of incidents where the faith in humanity will restore you. You'll be like, oh fuck, if this guy could be so warm without he's not getting anything out of it, you'll just meet people very unplanned. It happens
in India.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh fuck, if this guy is working so minimal level job or minimal level on a cart selling food, and he did some small gesture, you'll be so touched. You'll be like, this gives me hopes that it's not completely a shit show, or like there is this strong pillars, small.
Yeah.
So, and that has happened to me often because I grew across India, like 3-4 provinces I grew in.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that as a holistic view, if I may say. But yeah, so that's the thing. One of the things.
So, okay, interesting. Yeah, I guess that's not very typical of Berliners to give you those, moments of generosity.
No, I mean, I think so. The more east you move, it's less transactional.
The more east you move, it's less transactional.
As in terms of, even I said it at a show once, like, I had this thing about chai tea latte and German customer service.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's chai tea latte.
Mm-hmm.
As real as German customer service. And then I said at one show, like, people were not responding and expats were. And then I said, see, the expats laughed. The locals are like, what's customer service? You come, you buy, you go.
Yeah, totally.
So that what I meant by transaction.
So the more east you go, the less transactional.
Less transactive, it seems, even though commercial people get it. But there's this bond. Like, I'll give you one example. If you go to a shop, and you're living in your neighborhood, or if you just moved into that neighborhood, you go 2-3 times to the shop, you don't have enough change to give him, you can give him after 4-5 days. The same thing happened here when I was living in Wedding, Bernaustrasse. There's an Afro shop. It's run by all African family. So it would happen multiple times that I don't have this. It'll be like 70 cents or small amounts. You just give them next time. It's like word of mouth kind of trust. So that I meant like less transactive, that kind of attachment towards things
or just like
approach.
warmth.
Yeah, like the warmth.
Yeah, generosity. Yeah.
I bet it's the same with Cambodia, Thailand, and all that rural areas too. Vietnam as well.
I'm not sure about the direction of like east, but it's usually like the warmer the climate, the warmer the people.
Yeah. So
I think
that could be.
I think that's the someone says that. I think even Louis C.K. mentioned that.
Is it?
Yeah, he did at a special when he was in Berlin. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Did you have anything on the spectrum of adults only stuff that you'd thought about that you wanted to talk about because you
spectrum
approached? Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious how does the podcast thing works because I've just listened to very few and I didn't know, like, do they have bullet points or do you have something to touch? Then you're like, nah, it's all freestyle.
It's totally freestyle, baby. I like just letting it roll and seeing what comes into my head and seeing what comes into your head.
Yeah, we'll talk about, let's say, how it's pressuring growing up as an Indian kid.
The pressure of growing up as an Indian kid.
Yeah, and then what it turns out too.
But doesn't everyone have pressure growing? Okay, I didn't have pressure growing up.
No, it's not just me. I'm just talking for my homies.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm just thinking like across all cultures, there's pressures in different ways.
You know about the bhang lassi, which I talked about?
The what?
The cannabis lassi.
Oh, cannabis lassi. Yeah. The weed smoothie in
ganja
India.
Smoothie. Ganja smoothie.
Ganja.
So yeah, the ganja smoothie, man, that shit. I'm glad I grew up in an alcohol prohibited state, so where if you caught like smelling alcohol, you would be like put in not jail, but like a police cell for like 2 nights, and charge you $300. So this was where I grew up. My majority of my youth. Then I moved to a state where there's banglas, the ganja lassi, and then there's alcohol and everything out open.
Wow, that's such huge difference.
Very huge in the same place.
I don't know if when did you first drink?
First drink I was 17, I think so. Beer.
Okay, yeah.
17.
Yeah, my parents let me taste wine when I was quite young. Did the sort of European thing where they'd give me some wine with a bit of water at dinner, and just to get my taste buds aware of what wine tastes
get more
like.
activated. Yeah, the palate.
Exactly, the palate. And then there was
oak.
beer. Yeah, the oak, the tannins, the
pine, the alpine or pine. The pine.
No. That's in like German liquors, quite a liqueur. But I wonder. But do you think that's set up? Like, what's your relationship with drugs? Seems pretty stable. Like you don't drink alcohol
since 1.5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, but you smoke weed and you'll take other drugs.
Yeah, occasionally I do.
Yeah.
With the synthetic ones, but there was this whole stretch of mixing the drink, the bhang cannabis Let's say.
Weed, yeah.
Yeah. Before, I'm talking 4 years, 5 years ago. That, and then alcohol, and then also smoking up. And
doing
then,
everything.
Yeah, and then it would be for like a 10 month. And then recently, when I was also, after I stopped the partying scene, I said, raving and stuff, I was like, okay, let's hold on to the alcohol stuff too, because my alcohol resistance is pretty decent.
Yeah.
I'm not like boasting, but it's pretty decent.
No, I'm the
it's
same.
pretty decent.
I can drink a lot.
I mean, I've seen people under control. I've seen 15, 12 people sitting, started drinking, and then it's like 3 left out in the end.
Yeah.
And then I'm still able to go back home.
Yeah. I'm quite similar.
So yeah, it's been that, and then I stopped for the drinking stuff. Let's see how long it can go.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm like, yeah, I tried a couple of times in between. I'm like, yeah, let's drink 3 or 4 beers.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel the difference. How a person who doesn't drink, if he drinks sometimes, and how it happens, the difference in the body. I felt, I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. That's pleasant right now for me.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
With drugs, yeah, let's say LSD, yeah, that's like 9 or 10 times till now, maybe.
In your whole life.
Yeah, in your whole life, but it's not that much. Shrooms maybe a couple of dozen times, and then what else?
I've taken acid like 3 times in the last 3 weeks.
I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, there was in this whole, when I was mixing stuff, there was also heroin on foil.
Heroin
on foil, 8 months. That was also.
What do you? Okay, so.
So you inhale it rather than shooting it. Yeah.
So you smoke it up from underneath the foil.
Yeah.
And you inhale it.
Yeah, because India has been a transition point for the opium trade since long.
Yeah.
So heroin roots also directly connect.
Okay, would you do that socially? Like that was with other people?
Yeah, it would be like with 5, 7 people.
It's funny because with heroin, as soon as someone says heroin, it's like. You just imagine them by themselves.
Yeah, because of train spotting.
Absolutely.
Because of train spotting.
But also because of junkies. Like, because of the guys you see on the street. And people who have taken heroin always seem to be alone. You know, they're always fucking like high as fuck alone. And that seems to, because they can't really, I don't know. I've never tried pure heroin or opium.
I mean, it was not pure. The one we were doing, I think so, we didn't test it, but the local reports, which when the police get caught, like a lot, and then they send it to a report, those used to say like it's close to 48 to 60%. That's still potent. Not like heavy potent.
But what I mean by pure is like, I mean, you were consuming a drug
IV, like
that was majority, like, sure, it can be cut with something, but the drug is heroin. It's not like, because I've definitely had pills that have had an amount of heroin in them because of the what the effect has been. The effect has been basically what heroin does. So it really like subdued everybody and like really kind of they were just like smacky pills.
It's numb, but it's pleasing. It's numb, but it
well, I threw up blood.
Twice.
Shit. And I was like, you know what? I think this might be. I was like, I think it's the smack, and I'm not gonna fuck with that.
Yeah, we in the north also call it smack. In the northern part of India, the powdered heroin is called smack.
Horse smack. Horse and smack are the names in Australia.
Pills. I remember pills was this one's while this all mixing was going on. There was this pills. They were supposed to be for I think so. To treat insomnia or to treat spasms, muscle spasms. So you start with 2, 4, 5, and then you're like resistant to the whole like strip and shit. So
the whole strip,
like whole strip as in 10 tablets.
Oh, the whole packet.
Once like you start 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you go like 11, 12 at once.
Why would you take so many pills?
Because your blood is your blood level of this compound is almost there every day or every 2-3 days. So now you're not getting as high as you used to with 4 or 5 pills.
Oh, that's
before. That's a classic.
Period. That's over a long period of time.
Yeah, it's like a month. Okay. It's like a couple of months or 3 months. Then.
But these are pharmaceutical pills. Like
a barber used to sell it to us in our university road.
And what was the effect? It made you numb.
It made you euphoric a bit. And it gave you not ecstatic, but it's pleasant, but not as pleasant as what morphine would do.
I don't know. I really don't like pharmaceutical drugs.
Oh, so same.
I'm really like my brother had a back injury at one point, and he got a lot of tramadol. And tramadol.
Oh, it's like, fucked up. Yeah, tramadol is like hooked up shit.
It's like three levels below morphine, and we partied with it a bit, but I just didn't. I don't know. Like it never And like it's a drug, but it's not exciting for me.
But back surgery, back injury is also insane. It's I have titanium rods in my back.
Titanium rods in your back.
Yeah, I had
crazy.
a disc replacement surgery when I was 21.
When you were 21, that's young.
Yeah, it is.
What happened?
Oh, before that there was a motorbike accident.
Oh, okay.
But
So it was accident based, not.
But that didn't come out at the time. Then there were rods in the hands. And then as soon as I started working normally, like walking and stuff, then the spine thing came off later.
Fuck.
Yeah, so they
it
were
was like
like
a delayed.
Yeah, and
result of
also the disc was 75% ruptured. So if it's 60 and less, they can just remove the fluid and it stays. So they had to do like the replacement.
Shit.
So after that too, I refused to take the painkillers because I already knew what the pills were doing in the normal pills. So they gave me painkillers for 3 months. Within the 1 month, I stopped taking it. Just to take the pain, like just get up, because there was 28 stitches and stuff.
Fuck.
And the hospital bed was inside the house, so that I can't get up on the stairs. I should not take stairs for like 2 months or something after the operation. So I was like, okay, anyways, I'm not putting that much exert on my body that time. So I'll just skip the tablets in like 1 month. So
Why? So that what?
So I don't get resistant, because I've seen people getting resistant, not as much as that much as in America. The problem is with the pharmaceuticals, but there is this slight acceptance of taking painkillers in India. Like it's very normal to take
a little bit in Australia too.
Yeah, so there is that, and we produce 65% of the world's medicine, so we have crazy good variety of medicines.
No shit.
So that's there. Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard that like when people go to India to party, it's very easy to go to a pharmacy and get ketamine, for example.
Liquid, direct.
Liquid form.
Yeah, you just dry it on the spoon. Liquid, like you're processing direct finished pharma product on yourself. You're just converting it. You're just converting it to powder by yourself. You took the liquid form in those glass bottles. Maybe is it in the
liquid
fridge?
form of what?
Ketamine.
Liquid ketamine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know people that have used it like it's a spray, like nasal spray.
Yeah, the nasal spray is like toned down, but this is like liquid stuff which should be injected. Right, so this is like this much, and I don't know if they keep it in fridges or not.
You know what? It's so fucking funny. Okay, so Christina P's got a new special out. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. It's great. I love her. She's fucking so authentic and like just powerful. But she talks in it. I'm not going to ruin it for anybody, but she talks about being in hospital and being given ketamine.
Oh yeah.
And so funny, like in my brain when I heard that, I still somehow understood the whole situation as her doing a line of ketamine. Obviously it was liquid, Anna. Like it just in my head I'd imagined somehow that it was like I hadn't thought that you wouldn't just do a line of ketamine, you know, like it would be fuck. That's so silly.
It would be a drip. It would be a drip.
Absolutely. But somehow I was like, oh, she took some ketamine. Like, oh man, ketamine is fucking crazy.
In Dr. Lib, surprisingly, they have some clinic. I was searching for some eye doctor or something I was booking, so I came across this. They have a clinic which is running ketamine therapy, and they're giving mini ketamine doses.
How did you come across that? Like,
see, for me, that's the thing. Sometimes people ask me, how do you end up on such stuff?
Yeah, like how did you find that?
I was not searching for ketamine on Dr. Lib first.
I want to search for this. This is fascinating. I wouldn't want it though. Like,
but yeah, I mean, it's for sure for non-Europeans it would be very tough because of the bureaucracy and stuff to get on those kind of studies, or it says ketamine studies, therapy studies.
Okay.
You enroll it, or you go to enrolled.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
I wonder how big the doses would be.
I mean, it would be for sure microdosing if it's in a clinical trial stuff.
And I wonder what it would be dealing with. Like what would it be? What would it be addressing? Like
this for treating I think so, anxiety, depression, and like 3-4 psychological stuff.
All that makes sense. I love ketamine. Like it's a special drug. Like
it is.
It really
is. It doesn't have dirty blood like cocaine.
It doesn't have what?
Dirty blood and sweat like cocaine. Yet,
Dirty blood and sweat. What do you mean?
dirty blood and sweat. I mean cocaine. It's
Like where it comes from, or
Yeah, where it comes from. Yet maybe we just don't know the documentary is getting filmed right now for ketamine too.
Well,
Yeah.
ketamine is, ketamine
But
is
it's still
pharmaceuticals.
yeah.
so-
In terms of compound as what it affects to your body. Even when I used to raves and stuff, that was the only thing I stuck to.
Ketamine
mostly.
is like the effect on the body is so
Mostly.
like you can feel a little bit fuzzy the next day, but that's probably more the alcohol and maybe the other
Yeah.
drugs you took. But ketamine just alone, it's not. Yeah, it's such a
It's a very uplifting.
it's such a
it's a very
clean
yeah,
kind of
it is.
experience, and like the way it improves your mood, gives you energy, makes you playful, and then in higher doses makes quite psychedelic. It's just like it's such an interesting
Yeah.
drug.
I never been to a K-hole, but I've seen people.
No?
I've
Okay.
seen people, maybe because of this adversity. I'm like, okay, it's tranquilo, hermanos. Kind of like, wait. It's because of that, but I've seen people around me
Okay.
like switch out to 25 minute of 25 minute of that transition of a K-hole. I'm like, oh, that must be something. I don't know, because it's very undefined. You can't see it as what the person is going through, right?
Of course
Because
not.
it's a complete neural network, like your whole
Yeah.
the whole neurology department.
I kind of danced around a K-hole this morning.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
On the rim, like on the
Oh,
rim,
it's on the rim.
like that basketball, you know.
Absolutely. It was just woo. I was at this party. My friends run this regular psychedelic party, and the DJs were fucking great last night. And I was with two of my best mates, my bandmate and my Syrian best friend, and also like the party. I know half the people there because it's a party that runs every quarter, and I've gone to fusion with a lot of those people, and so it was, it's a very like fun space because it's like I just know lots of people.
Yeah,
Like, it's when you're at a club.
it
you know
happens.
most
All
of the
these
people.
ecosystems, like you meet someone you met like 4 months ago, you don't even know the name. They're like, yeah, we met at that ping pong table there or something like that.
Totally,
They say, yeah.
but this
that
is like
happens.
a 6-year long network that I've had with these
Oh
people
yeah,
from
that's
partying. and
long. That's
it's
quite
nice.
long.
It's
Yeah.
nice. Like I wouldn't go out for coffee with any of them really, but no, I would. No, some of them I would.
Some.
Some of them I'm closer to than
Just
others.
to be
but-
inclusive. Some.
But I'm also just like I'm the weird one. I think like they're all Spanish or Italian or like from Spanish speaking countries, and then I'm like the Kiwi that's a comedian. That's like I'm not the normal form of those people. But what's my point? And so my bandmate left at around 4 a.m. And then Uzi, my Syrian best friend, we were like, nah, let's keep partying. Let's do one more line.
Oh,
and
it's
let's like
always
leave on a high. Let's leave on a high, we said. But that last line was maybe a little too much. But the music was so, and then we just like fucking danced way like hard for like another 2 hours. And then it was like, okay, maybe we should go now. And so we walk outside and we're like, whoa, we are so high. Like I couldn't focus.
yeah, because you lose a sense of the ground and all that stuff.
A
and all
bit,
that.
but it was my eyes couldn't I couldn't see a straight image. Like everything
It
kept
was
like
distorted, like-
blending, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like let's get some taxis up in here and get home. I just need to. And it was like, what do I need to do now? It was like the only thing that's gonna make me better right now is sleep. And so it was just like, but I was fine and I was happy and I was in a good mood. But it was like, this was on the rim.
Yeah,
On the rim.
it is. It
Yeah.
did dunk in. It did
Yeah.
dunk in. But every time it happens. Like the 2 hours you did.
Yeah.
That kind of situation has happened to me so many times. I'll go to the garderobe, and then I'll see the line, and then sometimes I also see that they're handling very slow because it's normal.
It's
you
German.
wanna keep they're handling slow. So because that's the only time they're flexing now, the power of the garderobe dynamics.
Maybe, yeah.
Garderobe.
I've never seen. Yeah, I've only had good wardrobe experiences.
Yeah, I mean,
in
I'm not
Golden
saying
Age.
I had the rude ones. I'm just saying like they have that. Like they're like, yeah, okay. So whenever I come and I see like it's 1 hour of line of 45 minutes, I'm like,
What? Where is that?
it's
That's crazy.
Sissy.
Sissy, okay.
Yeah, this was before all this COVID stuff, and
Okay,
then it was
okay.
like they had
Yeah.
3,000 people going in, coming out in 4 days, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll come out, I'll see, I'm like, oh, it looks like 45 minutes. Better go to the Hamal.
Better go what?
To the Hamal, the main floor, and then I'll be like coming out, and I see, oh, it's still half an hour. Then I go to the winter and then dumper.
Dance until the line goes down.
And then you'll be like, oh fuck, I was supposed to leave at 7. Now it's almost 11:30.
Yes. Yeah. I've been very late nights, very late. But you know what? Fuck it. Having fun. Like, spending quality time with friends. Really, like, releasing energy, dancing. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not concerned.
Yeah, of course, it's fine. That's far better than drinking and breaking bottles on the streets.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or being rowdy in a park after drinking. That's still better to release it on the dance floor.
Yeah,
I think so.
And I'm just and with joy. It's all joy. But it's that we were talking about this a little bit before we started recording about just what is like the purpose of life if it's not just to enjoy yourself and to make sure you're not hurting anybody, but like. Because after all my sobriety times and then like concerns that I should be sober and then pressure to be doing a lot of stuff with comedy and getting ahead, it's like really it's, the important thing is that we're enjoying life. Like we die. What's the point if we're stopping ourselves from having fun?
Exactly. I think so. Also the death part, right? There is the...
Death is coming.
It's coming. It's there. Next door. Neighbor. So it's there. So also being the rejoicing moment of it. I think so people... This is just my basic observation for very... Not professional, but very, very entry-level observation. I think so the people who go to the extreme to get that rejoicing or blissfulness or whatever is pleasing for them... They are more aware of the death than the people who are not pushing it on that sections.
Yeah.
Actually, this is just my angle on it.
No,
just
definitely.
my POV, if you say.
Yeah. This morning I actually got a notification that someone that I know, her boyfriend committed suicide. Like in the last week, and
here Berlin. Or?
Yeah.
Oh,
and he committed suicide when she was trying to break up with him.
Oh man, that's the worst combination of event to happen.
Yeah. And and like I got the phone call this morning about it, and I was just like, fuck. Like I didn't like him at all. It's got nothing to do. Like I had a horrible like the last time I saw him, he was so rude to me and yelled at me and like almost like threw stuff at me, and he was very aggressive. His girlfriend is lovely, and it's just this whole like this whole death is coming. Just enjoy life. Like one of the things that I said recently was one of the things I do want to do before I die. Like the only thing that I would really like to make sure I do before I die is to have a baby.
Oh, wow.
And so it's like it's a big one, but it's like I think as a human experience, that's like, of course there's, I guess, I'd like to eat good food, but I've eaten lots of good food. I've had lots of great sex. I know lots of really interesting people. I've seen beautiful places, but the human experience that I haven't had yet that I really would like to have is to be pregnant and then have the child and be a mother, and then I can die.
That's beautiful. I mean, to have that's your one of the list which you have, like, I have to be part of the creation. That's the whole thing, right?
I would like to.
That's the whole thing, to create a new life and bring it. That's there.
Yeah, well, that's the only like sort of human experience that I would like to have that I haven't been able to come close to yet. It's just not.
I mean, but that's still a realistic aim to have. Right.
Yeah, and it's not to say that I'm dead. Like the thing is, I will not do that without taking care. Like I don't want to. I'm not just going to create a shitty father. I want it to be like, if I create a life, I want it to be this good thing. Yeah.
The whole nourished.
And I want best chance for a good contribution to the environment. But yeah. Yeah, that was my clarity the other day. It's just like, that's really the only, like, everything else, like, just be enjoying what you're doing. Yeah. Keep writing comedy, keep finding vulnerabilities, keep transforming shame and make people feel together and just enjoying life, but also want to have a baby. Yeah.
Hey, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. It looks for some people very far fetched because of the whole concept of making the baby. It's
Oh no, I'm great at maybe making the baby.
I
but
mean,
like
the partner, the partner. Yeah, I'm coming to the partner. Like, if I want to put the seed, I should have the right fertilizer, the soil, the water, everything, right?
I need the right seed.
Yeah, the seed, and then the most important, the environment which the plant is going to grow in.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
the air or whatever.
This environment's maybe a little bit polluted right now. But
For now.
I got STD tested on Thursday. I'm very excited. The results come on Monday.
Oh, yeah, classic.
Yeah.
I mean, if this was India, you'll get it in 48 hours.
Yeah. In Australia, it's a week.
Oh my!
So this is actually quite fast, and also normally when you go through the health department, the Gesundheitsamt, it's a week, and then you have to go in there to get the results. This one, you got a QR code, you just fucking scan it, and they tell you if you need to come in if you got something.
Digitalisierung.
Corona has helped Germany so much.
Oh yeah, God. With the card payments and everything.
Everything going online.
Now the stuff I see here, I saw that happening in India in 2015.
Oh, dude.
In terms of using your money, just using transactions and stuff, doing it and all that, the ease, what they call ease of doing technology or inclusion of technology or whatever.
Yeah.
So that I'm seeing it now here. I'm like, oh, okay, they got money, but they're still far on this here a bit.
It's a deep psychological issue.
Yeah, I mean, you could pay for a tuk-tuk and a coconut with a QR code in India in 2014 and 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. That was not that long ago when we embedded it in our...
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. Fuck. Now I want a coconut and a tuk-tuk. All right, we're going to wrap it up. Is there anything else you'd like to bring up before I wrap it up?
Nothing. Just be ignorant of people's blunders. Don't be
ignorant of people's blunders.
People's blunders. It's not the whole thing what they're made up of. Yeah, it's nothing else, nothing more than that.
I was listening to Mike Birbiglia's podcast with the episode with David Cross, and David Cross is the advice that he has always kept and thinks is great is never take anything personally.
It's tough to do that.
It's
fucking tough. You're not designed that way at all, you know?
And like with comedy as well, it's like when, people don't like your comedy, it's like, that is me. My comedy is me. If you don't like that, you don't like me. It's personal. But I think trying to, remove yourself from how people act towards you. Like, if someone's a cunt, then it's probably them and not you.
Yeah, exactly. This happened to me.
Probably.
Yeah, this happened in Cologne as well. Can I take 2 more minutes just to fill it up? So can I take 2 more minutes to fill this up? I'm just saying. In Cologne after the show with Bruno, I was in the and I closed the show, and then on the supermarket bit where I say fair trade is like white people's halal certificate. Like they laughed and everything. In the end, there was this right wing guy. I thought he was extreme right wing person, but he came. And then he was like, yeah, man, you want to change the world with your stuff? I'm like, change the world? No. Like, maybe just to observe what I'm observing. It's like, yeah, it's fine. But why do you want the kids in Bangladesh or kids in Africa to have good lifestyle? He's asking me this. I'm like, so that they also get human dignity. He's like, but shit would be expensive here then. I'm like, okay, bro, I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
Wow.
Yeah, I said they should be like that. They should be suing those t-shirts for whatever cents they're doing it for. I'm like, oh, wow. And that happened. And at the same night, there was this news Australian cafe guy. Is an Australian or New Zealand? He's from Australia or New Zealand. He's a cafe owner, the venue owner.
The venue
owner. I had a beautiful talk with him because he got into some Hindu text and then it shaped his life. I ignored it. I never studied that. So this happened at the same place, both the things. I'm like, this is part of the whole comedy. But yeah, that's the thing. It's there. You got to be ignorant. Not ignorant, just avoid people's blunders. Don't take them too much on the mind.
Yeah, people are special.
And people are special, but we are just like, this is a common point. We are that small speck of dust.
We are tiny. So insignificant.
I'm not even a dust. I don't think so. Dust. Or maybe that, what do you call the cell? Mitochondria shit. Like those small organisms. Very small.
We're dirty Egg and sperm.
Yeah.
Crusty
Dirty
shit.
Eggs, filthy sperms and dirty eggs.
What's your Instagram? It's Harshat.
Instagram is Harshat Lingam.
Harshat Lingam. And you run Sorry Not Sorry.
Exactly. Sorry Not Sorry, and trying out Desi Vibes Comedy. New.
What's it called?
Desi Vibes Comedy.
Daisy.
Desi is usually a term to not acknowledge, identification term for Pakistani, Bangladesh, India, Nepal.
Desi,
yeah. Desi Vibes comedy.
Had no idea. Yeah. How ignorant am I?
No, you're not.
I have no idea. All right, so that has been Adults Only Comedy, Bill, and thank you so much, and see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.